Hello world, I'm Colleen and welcome to my glamorous life. For those that don't know who I am, I'm an almost 50-year-old mom with 3 teenagers, and I typically give you tips, tricks, and some honest reviews. But today is the first day of my Way Back Wednesday, Weird History and Makeup. My homage to Bailey Sarian in Murder, Mystery, and Makeup, and Robert Welsh and his Ghost Stories and Makeup. I have thoroughly enjoyed their series, and I'm like, I want to do something like that, but I don't want to do necessarily murder or ghost stories, but you know what? Weird history. So today we're going to delve into the world of the Roman Empire, just a little bit. Let's get to it. Oh, wow. Okay, so this has been one heck of a week, let me tell you. I started off Sunday with a troll on TikTok. I just post like wacky stuff, like lip sync and answers and, nothing, a few makeup things. Well, I did a makeup transformation, the one like Nikki Tutorials did this one. And it was like the boom, boom, boom in front of the lens. And somebody posted, "Stop doing TikTok, you're too old." No. I responded with a crown on my head because they said they were a queen in their profile and said, hey, I don't care how old I am, I'm not stopping, basically. And it went viral. I mean, viral. Shock surprise on me. So I'm going to start off today with the Quench and Tint Hydrating Foundation. I can read. From Laura Geller. That's this one here. This is the shade Light. I actually have light and medium, and either one works on me, but I'm going with light because I'm kind of pale with the sun right now. We've been in and out of the house for days with the bipolar California weather. This morning, it's nice and bright and sunny outside and freezing cold. Okay. Yeah, so I was saying I went totally viral on TikTok, which is like weird. Turns out a lot of my followers are like kids, which is okay because my whole premise is that it doesn't matter how old you are, it's how you act and how you feel. But that's not what today's about. Today's about way back Wednesday. Okay, so for our first one, I picked the Roman Empire. Now, the Roman Empire started, give or take, around the 8th century. By about, 1173, something like that, AD. I mean, it's like, all of Italy was part of this at one point, and much of the Mediterranean, all around the Mediterranean, and a lot of Europe, including England, Wales, and parts of Scotland. The Scots were kind of mean. They didn't want. That's why Hadrian built a wall, to keep the Scots out of the Roman Empire, because we were mean. But anyhow, so this whole empire allegedly and mythically started with a set of twins, Romulus and Remus, who were abandoned. Like, good work, Mom, you abandoned your twins. And they were raised by a she-wolf. Now, why they say she-wolf, it's like, okay, well, I'm just hoping they were raised by, it's a wolf, it's a girl wolf, it's a she, whatever. And at one point, as they grew up, Romulus decided to get in a fight with his brother Remus and kill him. Yeah, great way to start an empire, right? It's like, I'm gonna kill my brother. Okay, no problem. Anyhow, there was like total expansion. This empire just went nuts. I mean, we talk about the sun rising and setting on the British Empire, but believe it or not, the Roman Empire was only the 28th largest empire there's ever been. It wasn't as big as we think it was. I mean, the British Empire was actually bigger in the long run. It just depends on, I guess, your view of the world. At the time, they seemed like the biggest empire in the world, I'm sure. Okay, so let's prime our eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the anti-aging one, which I'm just about out of. This may be one of the last times I use this one before replacing it, because it had it. Contrary to the Hollywood depiction, they weren't like the biggest empire in the world ever, but they put their stamp on so much of what we do today. Our own, in the US and in most of the free world, the democratic republic type system of government was kind of it started with Greece, and then it kind of was refined by the Romans, and even some of the socialistic principles of taking care of people kind of sort of started there, which is weird. But this whole empire was able to expand so fast because the soldiers could march up to 40 kilometers a day. I mean, and this is marching. We're not talking running. We're talking marching. And that's about 25-ish miles. And I don't know about you, but I'm lucky if I can walk a mile in 20 minutes. So that's a lot of marching. And that probably explains why their life expectancy was only about 20 to 30 years old. They were at war with Persia actually for 721 years. Can you believe that? 721 years because they just couldn't get along with the Persians. I don't know. It seems like there's an awful lot of the West that can't get along with the East most of the time. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Anyhow, so because we're doing Rome, and I know that this Venice is in California, but because I'm doing Rome, I went to Venice, and I'm a tribute to Bailey. I'm using the Venice Fling palette today. Yeah, it's funny because there's a lot of Roman things that we have adopted over the years. Case in point, Christmas. What? Yes, Christmas. I'm going to go into bonfire here today first. Christmas actually, most people agree that, if Jesus was a real person, which a lot of people think he was not born in December. There's no way. He would have been born in like June or something. But the ancient Catholic Church decided to kind of adopt a lot of local pagan rituals to make it easier to convert the pagans, if you will. So one of the biggest ones was the ceremony, the celebration of Saturn, the Saturnalia, which was about a 6-day celebration in December. And it was a lot of drinking and debauchery, and the slaves changed places with the masters and all this other stuff. And in order to tame it, the church sanctified it as Christmas. And now we're going to celebrate the birth of Christ. So I thought that was kind of interesting. All right, I think we're going to go into Rose Tattoo next because I really like these oranges today. It's been cold as all get out, so I'm like really excited about this. I want something warm. So I kind of put the first one in the crease. I'm also putting this one in just a little bit lower right now. That looks pretty good. Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of things like the days of our week. Some of those are Roman. Our calendar is based on the Roman calendar to a certain extent. And they really messed it up. At one point, we had a year that was like extra days long because Julius Caesar decided he wanted to formalize the calendar. I mean, that's weird. But speaking of their gods, this is going to kill you. But first, a little toasty. They had a god called Crepitus. Crepitus. Now, when you hear what this is the god of, you're going to understand. It's the god of flatulence and was invoked when someone had diarrhea or constipation. Crepitus. Think about that for a minute. And you wonder where we get certain words from, right? But that's not even the worst of it. Do you know that they had a goddess of the sewers? And her name was, what was it here? I had it written down. Cloacina. Cloacina was the goddess of the sewers. Yep, the sewers. And they had a temple to her and everything. Oh my God, let's see. She was actually merged, get this, with the goddess Venus. Now, most of you know the goddess Venus, right, is the goddess of love and beauty and all this other stuff. So she was merged with the goddess of the sewers. Now that's weird. Anyhow, but there is actually a temple that was in the Roman Forum called the Temple of Venus Cloacina. So the goddess of beauty and sewers, go figure. Seriously, this is, look it up. It's in there. It's absolutely in there. I'm telling you. Okay. So now let's see. I'm going to go in with one of my kind of fluffy flat brushes into Ocean Avenue here because I love this shade, and just kind of tie all of this together. I'm not doing tons on my makeup today. I'm kind of being lazy. So Roman Beauty. I would have fit right in when I was 12, man. They prized the unibrow. Man, I had brows that were just about grown together in the middle. And so I would have been great in ancient Rome, but I don't know. I much prefer not having my eyebrows growing together now. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good to start with. All right, I'm going to get under my eyes here with a little bit of concealer. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic. You're not going to be able to see that. There we go. Hyaluronic creamy concealer. That's what they call it. Creamy. Why can't I say hyaluronic? See, now I can say it when I can't say it. Okay. Anyhow, I love this one because it is super hydrating. It doesn't necessarily cake up under my eyes unless I go overboard with it. And one of the things I run into with a lot of high coverage concealers is that they get like dry and like every little crepey line under my eye shows. This doesn't do that because it's got the hyaluronic acid in it, and it kind of pulls in that extra moisture from outside and just sits beautifully. And I don't always have to set it either, which is nice. But I'm probably going to set it a little bit today. There we go. So now we got the under eyes done. Where am I at? What am I up to? Oh yeah. Oh, we were talking Roman Beauty. Okay, we're going to go in with the Smashbox. Oops, if I can open it. The Smashbox powder. This is, what do they call this one? The Photo Finish Setting Powder. And I love it because it looks like a little lens cap. And I have a thing for cameras, I got to admit. Also, you can kind of cut off the amount of powder you need, which is nice. It's got a little turn thing here. All right, so Gladiators in Beauty. I kid you not, they literally bottled and sold Gladiator Sweat as a beauty serum. The virulence of the gladiators was said to make a woman youthful and beautiful. So they would buy this stuff by the bottle full and rub it into their skin. I don't know. I'm just thinking gladiator. I'm just thinking sweat in general. I don't care if it's a gladiator sweat. I don't want to rub it in. I want to wash it off. Okay. So, the other thing was like a lot of other countries, a lot of other civilizations throughout the years have followed the same principle. They prize pale skin. The lighter, the better. Okay, we're going to do a little contouring with tan lines. So the Romans, like several centuries after them, used various cosmetics to make their skin look as pale as possible. Because, well, let's face it, Romans are Mediterranean. They tend to have a deeper olive complexion. Some people would call them a little swarthy at times. But what they would do is paint their faces with a mixture of chalk, white lead, all sorts of stuff to make their skin appear paler. And of course, this led to that age thing, 20 to 30. If you're putting lead on your face every day, you're not going to live very long. It's going to mess up your complexion. They were also big on, like I said, the monobrow. And believe it or not, they did use colorful eyeshadows. They used things like, malachite to make green eyeshadow and azurite to make blue eyeshadow. So similar to what we do today when it comes to eyeshadows using mineral pigments and stuff like that, they were doing that back then. I kind of thought that was interesting. Oh, but as I go in for a little bit of blush myself, and I think I'm going to go back to that rose tattoo for my blush today because I like that kind of deep orange. The Romans prized a pink cheek. But you know how they got that pink cheek? Here again, this is a reason their lifespans were so short. They used something called cinnabar. And if you don't know what cinnabar is, feel free to Google it. But let me tell you, cinnabar is what they use to refine to get the metal mercury from. That's right, quicksilver. So they would use crushed up mercury and red lead. So here again, we're putting heavy metals on our face and killing ourselves slowly for beauty. Makes you wonder what's in what we're wearing now, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to use Ocean Avenue as my highlighter too today. I'm just going to kind of tap that on a little bit. There we go. All right. But for all their gladiator sweat and everything, the Romans did, just kind of buffing everything out here, the Romans did use deodorant. They used alum with rose petals and a couple of other things in it to make themselves not stink. I can get behind that. That's pretty cool. All right. I'm going to pop off camera and put my eyelashes on because it'll take me forever to get them on and you don't want to see that. So I'll be right back and we'll talk a little bit more about Roman weird makeup. Okay, so I have my lashes on the top here. I'm going to go ahead and go underneath a little bit with dropping my tweezers. Okay, the lashes are on the top now. As you can see, I'm going to go on with a little bit of Rose Tattoo underneath my lower lashes here. I have not put my mascara on there yet. Just a little bit, just to give a little more definition underneath there. So we were talking about, you know, Roman beauty. Now this, I'm like, they used to dye their hair and they would use things like various bleaches and stuff. I'm not sure exactly what the bleach was. I couldn't find it, which is probably a good thing because I'd probably be grossed out. They used henna for red, which, okay, we still do that. But if you wanted black hair in Rome, pickled leeches were very commonly used. And oh, if you had a problem with the unibrow, you know, and you were going, or you didn't, and you were like, yay, no plucking brows. Yeah, well, you had to pluck everything else. You either plucked or shaved or used resin to wax all the other body hair off your body. Yeah, try that one on for size. I don't know why we call it a Brazilian, because it should have been called a Roman. Literally, they prized having a hairless body, which I think is just a little out there. Now, men in Rome, which is kind of interesting when you look at the history of makeup overall, because there was a time where women weren't allowed makeup, but men could wear makeup all they wanted. But when you look at Rome, they did not prize men in makeup. In fact, they were considered immoral or effeminate, which, you know, okay, fine. But seriously, what's wrong with men in makeup? I don't know. It's like telling me I'm too old to be on TikTok. I think men should be able to wear makeup too. Some of them look darn good in it, and it's really bugs the crap out of me that they look better than I do in makeup. But anyhow, so Rome has been doing some really weird stuff this whole time. Some of the things that they used to help lighten their skin and all this included crocodile dung. Can you imagine crocodile dung? This is the Real Her lip liner, and I'm confident. But yeah, crocodile dung. I mean, I know the Egyptians used crocodile dung for like birth control. Like they would stick it up and yeah. Yeah, that'd probably be a pretty good birth control. I can't imagine anybody wanting to do that. Probably just the threat of having it there. But the things that they did to their skin were weird, you know, and I am amazed at how many years, I mean, just thousands of years that people used lead on their face and on their skin and didn't realize that the sores and stuff that were popping up on their skin was a result of the makeup. See, I could see using chalk. We still have a certain amount of like chalk mineral in some of our stuff. Not the best to breathe in though. Okay, this is Jeffree Star's Velour Lip in Family Jewels. I got this in a mystery box, and I don't know why everybody complains about the mystery boxes. I got good stuff this time. Anyhow. Yeah, I mean, the thing about history, and, you know, do me a favor, in the comments below, you know how hard it is to talk when you're doing lipstick? In the comments below, my allergies are getting the better of me. Do me a favor, tell me what you want to learn about. Do you have a favorite time period in history? Do you want to learn more about the history of makeup? Do you want to learn some more weird and unusual facts about makeup? Or just weird and unusual facts in general? Because that's what this is all about. This is my first one, so it's probably going to be like the worst one because I'm sitting here racking my brain. But I want to hear from you. What do you want to watch? Okay, this is, one more time, this is the gloss by Jeffree Star. It's in beaded glass. Once again, mystery box. Go figure. Just to give a little shine to it. And let me just say this. PSA, mystery boxes, I don't know why everybody thinks it's going to be something great, because mystery boxes are always stuff that isn't selling or stuff that they've got extra stock of that they need to rotate. That's just marketing, folks. But anyhow, so back to the Romans. So if you want to be a Roman, grow your eyebrows together, whiten your face. You can dye your hair black with pickled leeches. I wouldn't recommend that. And shave everything else off your body. No, I'm sorry. They did wear wigs and stuff too, because obviously using lead and all this pickled leeches and stuff, sometimes their hair fell out. And they would import blonde hair from Northern Europe and dark hair from like India. So, okay. That's it for today. That's just a little bit of weird, nonsensical facts about the Roman Empire. Probably a little rough, but that's okay. It's, you know, you got to start somewhere. Do me a favor, put a comment in the link below if there is a culture's cosmetic industry you'd like me to delve into, or just a general weird history fact that you'd like me to research, or even a myth. Why not? So put it in the comments below and I will try and get to as many of them as I can. I'm super excited, and I will see you here Friday for my little short reviews. And next week, what am I going to research now? Tune in to find out. Ta-ta. I will see you next week for another Way Back Wednesday weird makeup. No, that didn't work. I can't see if... Oh, I'm recording, but I can't see anything. What did I do to myself? Hold on. Ah, there it is. Okay. Because if I don't do makeup, I don't like that entrance. I got to come up with a better one. Okay, hold on. Coffee.